There are several ways to programming. The vast majority of ABAP programs are written statically, which works well in most cases. In this series, I'll walk you through the wonderful world of dynamic programming in ABAP. I will be creating two different programs to demonstrate a dynamic programming. First, I will write a program statically like a regular program, and then I will be writing the same program using a dynamic declarations or dynamic variables. So let's get started. First, let's write a program to print hello world using a string. That we will usually we write a program declaring a variable. So let's declare L output as a variable type C, and we can define length of 40. Then if you want to assign a value, we can assign value using L output equals, and then we can type, or we can assign hello world string. Since this is a report, we can use the start of selection event. And here we can write our string output. So that's our string output. And pretty much that's it. So let me reformat, save, activate. And now if I execute this program, this is the common type. So let's execute that and OK. And this should print hello world on the screen, which we can see it here. Now let's switch to the dynamic part of it. Now here, if you notice, this variable is declared at static time or design time, and this is fixed. So if you want to change, let's say to 40 to 45, you cannot do it, or you cannot define a variable based on your data content. So how do we do that in dynamic programming? So here for dynamic programming, we need two things or two different variables. First variable is to hold the type reference, which is the element reference, which will refer to type ref2, cl ABAP element descriptor, and then we need a data type or a data reference. This will refer to a generic data. And to store these values or to dereference, we need a pointer. In ABAP, the pointer is called field symbol, and the declaration is a field symbol, a definition. So since we don't know the output type, or you can define, but the whole purpose is to have a dynamic output type. So we'll define this field symbol type as any. That means we can use this variable for any output type. Now to create a reference type, we have to define which reference type we want to create. So let's take an example, the same example what we did earlier. So we will say create element reference type, and this is created by the element type descriptor. It has static methods, and there are base types. There are extensive documentation on what method you can use. In this case, we are using characters, so we'll use get c, and then we'll define the length. You can just pass length here, 40 characters, and pretty much that's it. It will create the element reference or element descriptor reference or a dynamic type. Now we have the reference type, but we have to create the data reference or actual variable. This will define the type of the variable, but not the variable itself. So to create the data, a variable using this reference type, we can use something called create data. We'll input the data variable or reference variable, and we'll assign type handle or element reference. So this will create the reference, data reference to that element reference. And then we can dereference that data element by using arrow and asterisk to our field symbol or our pointer. Now, whenever we use field symbol, it's a good practice to check the assignment or a memory assignment. Otherwise, it will create a dump. So we'll check if output is assigned, then do something, else don't do it. And in this case, we will assign the same string what we did earlier, hello world, and then we will write this uh, string as output. So pretty much that's all we need. Let's activate this program and then we'll run. That's the check. Activate and then we'll run. This one is the without the com. So let's run this program and this will produce the hello world output. So that's all for this one.